When you look back to the start of the journey on this saga, obviously you were involved much earlier, but we all think back to that black and white photo from the London table read where we were introduced to the cast for the first time, and it just practically broke the internet. What do you remember about that day? How special was that for you guys?
It was incredible. I mean, partly because we had everyone together, because obviously when you're putting a movie together, you have auditions and you have phone calls and you have meetings, but to be in that one place with everyone, which really doesn't happen much at all during production either. Like it's sort of there, it's at the premiere, if you're lucky, to have everyone there. So to have that original cast sitting with these, actors, some of whom were fairly new to the game, and then not just that day, but in rehearsals after that, and getting to not just watch the thing sort of get up on its feet, but also, having Harrison and Carrie there with Daisy, and getting to sort of talk about what is it to be in a Star Wars movie and what does it do to your life. And it was just a fascinating thing to kind of the alchemy of the original cast and the new cast together. You could really feel it in the room. It was really resonant.
I was terrified.
Oh yeah.
I had like that cold sweats, and you're like, just so uncomfortable, and you constantly feel like you need a shower.
Yeah. I thought it was still an audition.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was still part of the process. To be
They
honest.
really put you through it.
They put me through it, man.
I think all of us were just so excited about it. It was amazing when they kind of opened up this crate, and inside was R2-D2. They kind of rolled him out to be there for the reading. To be there with Harrison and Carrie and Mark. It was just, it was completely surreal, and it was hard to know what it was going to be because it was starting anew again, and so there was just so much anticipation and excitement.
What do you ultimately hope will be the legacies of your characters?
I mean, I think JJ says it the best. This is a really divisive time we're living in. So I think to be part of something that brings people together and to play people that have a strong moral compass, they're not always making the right decisions, but they're making decisions for the good of it all. I think that's a really great thing to be part of. Hope.
It was so cool to get to be a girl, that was as tough as I got to be, a part that normally I think would be for the guys. It was, so that was really cool.
He's very much like the kind of characters we used to, when I was growing up and going to the movies, with Errol Flynn and Douglas Fairbanks Jr. To me, that's how I see Lando. He's dubious, but at the same time, he's in many ways quite honorable.
Well, for me, there is something that's pretty incredible about being a Latino in space and knowing that there's a bunch of little kids that'll get to see someone that looks like them up there. Any job, no matter how spectacular it is, will end up feeling like a job because that's just how we are as human beings. You just get used to everything. And, like, oh, I gotta get in this cockpit again, I gotta get my X-Wing again, and then when a little kid will come to visit set, and they just kind of look up and wonder and just like their imagination's exploding, that's always just like such a great reminder of what a special thing this is. And the inspiration that it gives to so many people's imagination. So I think that's, for me, that's the legacy.
What are you doing there, 3PO?
Taking one last look, sir, at my friends.
What do you guys want to see from the Star Wars universe going forward?
What I want is a break.
Yeah.
And everyone's discussed it, but I think we just need to let The Rise of Skywalker have its moment, and then just take a breath.
Yeah.
Figure out where next.
Yeah.
Because we need these feature films. Like, I just think it's really important, especially now where we've got so many options in terms of how we watch content. I think it's important for like the biggest movie of all time to make sure it has its place in the cinematic universe, because that's how we love seeing Star Wars.
Yeah.
So.
I would like to see it slow down a little bit. I think, to make it special when the next one comes out, that it doesn't feel like it's part of an assembly line, but that it's really particular, specially made stories that are really about something. And taking the time to find the right people to put those things together. and developing it, you know, with a real clear arc in mind.
More. Just more.
Just more.
Yeah. Just more.
Just as much as they can throw out there.
I think so, yeah.
More Baby Yoda.
More
especially.
Disney rides for my grandchildren.
New things, different
Yeah,
things.
yeah. New things, new aliens.
Yeah, new people.
New
just
people,
like subverting.
yeah.
I think that's one of the good things that Star Wars has done from the beginning is doing things that are unexpected.
Yeah.
And as we continue to see more things, I'd like to hope they would continue with that tradition. I think that's part of it.
Yeah, I have every faith that they would.
Yeah.
So going forward, you know, I feel like I'd love to see stories that take place always a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, but after the stories we've seen. You know, personally, I feel like that's the thing where I think there's real opportunity is using everything that has been told prior as a sort of background for something that comes that's new, which I think would be super fun.